What's going on, y'all? Coach Manny Parrish here for the Study Hall podcast. Got my son Trigger Trader Genius in the building once again. And today we have a special guest, man, Aggie. Shout out to North Carolina A&T. We got my boy Sam Hunt here with me, man.
Man, my
Welcome
brother.
to the Study Hall,
I appreciate
brother.
you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Dope spot, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, every episode we start off with what I call 6 degrees of separation, right? So just talking about how I know the guests, and I'll just share my experience with Sam so far. So, like I said, we both went to A&T, and I really love Greensboro and the culture of the city, man. It's a big sports town. I did some high school reporting while I was there. Built connections with a lot of people, although I didn't play any sports while in Greensboro. But one name that came up as a highly recruited incoming transfer was this guy Sam Hunt, right? And we had a lot of mutual friends, man. You know, some of the people that I knew in the city, they talk highly of you. So very respectable guy. I believe your dad was like a coach in the area or something too, right? Yeah, I did my research, man. So, you know, like I said, Sam had a real respectable name. He came in and made an impact on our program at the T. And just seeing him around, we wasn't, you know, the closest. He wasn't my best friend or anything, but a guy that I always respected, always carried himself the right way. So it was only right that I showed love and brought you on the show, man.
Nah, I appreciate it, bro. What y'all doing here and what you doing in Charlotte, bro. You making a crazy impact. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, man, Sam done played D1 at A&T.
Yup.
Before A&T, you went to NC State, right?
So before A&T, I was at Jacksonville University, went to A&T, then I transferred to NC State for my last year, my 5th year. Yup.
Got you. So in high school, though, you played for?
I was at Dudley, and I played on the circuit with CP3.
So you played with CP3 and now coaching with CP3.
Yup, full circle moment.
All right, full circle, man. So before we even jump into, you know, to things, let's start from the beginning. Like, what is your earliest memory of the game?
My pops. So my pops, him and a guy, Mike Harris, rest his soul, started basketball camps. And the top players in Greensboro would go to this camp. Will Graves, PJ Harrison, Vincent Witt, Seth Hawkins, Josh Chavis. They all went to this camp in the summers. It would be the whole summer, Monday through Friday they would go to. And I always used to be running around. My dad would take me to the camp at like 4 years old. I didn't know how to play basketball, but he had me in the gym. And really, my first year in camp, I was 6. And for some reason, I still remember my first year in camp that he had me in. And I remember crying. And when he came over there and was like, I'm not here to save you. Like, I'm not here to help you. Like, figure it out. If you lost, don't be crying to me.
Right.
You're not running around anymore. So those are my first moments. Like, that camp was one of the biggest things Greensboro had. And everybody came through that whole camp that they used to run. And it was lit, bro. So that was my first memory, kind of having the ball in my hands and my dad kind of taking me through the ropes.
That's dope. That's dope. Hey, does that sound familiar to you? You know, any questions?
Yeah, I hated that.
You said you hated that? Yeah, man.
That was like hell.
I remember, so back home, my man Ralph, shout out to Ralph, man. He started this program called Tyler Ball, where they're known as the leaders now with Team Durant.
Yep.
So Tyler Ball started out, and Ralph reached out to me. Me and him, we grew up balling together, and just reached out different business advice and stuff. And I said, I'm gonna bring Trey through when you start things up. Trey was probably like 3 at the time.
I was
bro.
3.
Yeah, he was 3. I brought him out for the first time. That joint was funny, just seeing him roll the ball around.
Don't know
He
what
looking
doing.
at the sideline, trying to cry. I'm like, man, tighten up. I wish we was home so he could still run with him. You said you couldn't dribble a basketball?
No.
You still can.
What are you talking about? I dribble basketball better than you.
Oh, okay. Hey, any questions you got to add to it? Or?
I was born in Greensboro.
Yeah.
What does it feel like playing in What did it feel like playing in college in your hometown?
Oh man, great question. One. So being from Greensboro, it's funny. I never went to an A&T basketball game growing up.
Dang.
Football or basketball. Only time I went to A&T, Dudley and Smith games, which were rival schools, biggest schools in Greensboro, they would play at A&T.
Yeah.
And so I would go to the games and see it. And I always see the campus, used to see homecoming.
Yeah.
But to come back and play was one of the greatest feelings. Like, my friends used to see me play, my family, every game is love from the boosters, the donors that was there. And like, people always have some like negative stigma on HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
When I was there, it was love, like from the community. It felt like I was at a bigger Dudley.
Right.
So that feeling of coming back home and playing was like one of the greatest feelings ever, bro.
I always wondered that too, man. So like, You went to a PWI
Yeah.
and a big one too, NC State.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A well-respected one, and then you go to a program like A&T. Talk about the difference between a HBCU or PWI, and what's your perspective on why people have
Yeah.
that negative stigma?
It's crazy. So I got in trouble for this my 5th year. I did a little funny joke. We was in the NCAA tournament, and I said something about the difference between PWIs and HBCUs coming from A&T to NC State. It was a little joke. I was talking about, oh, we got Gatorades in the refrigerator. Like, I ain't used to having this. I used to being able to get snacks. And so that went, like, people found out about it. The difference is, now that I'm an adult, it's just resources, bro. Like, you got more resources and money provided at these schools. Now, the talent, I always tell people the guards are very similar. From a MEAC or mid-major, low-major, HBCU, the guards are very similar. The difference sometimes is those bigs. Like, your bigs are 7 feet and they're athletic. Like, they NBA pros.
You got a 6'6" dude at A&T.
You got a 6'6" power forward or 6'6" center. And now I'm going against a 6'6" 3 or 2. I'm having to guard Gary Trent Jr. So that was like the biggest difference. As far as academics still the same. Like, HBCUs, like, that curriculum they teach and the love they show and the attention they put in detail behind school is high level. It's just more money is involved between a HBCU and a PWI like NC State.
You got more resources in the facilities and that type of stuff. I get that, man, and it makes sense. And just to add on to that, I never played, ball at no D1 HBCU or PWI. My brother did, though, so I kind of understand some of the things you're saying. Tons of friends that did. But from an academic standpoint, what I'll say, just only speaking from an HBCU standpoint, like you said, it's a lot of love you get from those teachers. They're really pouring into the details. It might seem like it's on a smaller scale, but we produce a lot of people that go out and do amazing things and contribute to the world. So, don't show love to those HBCUs, man.
And people don't know this, A&T, so you got in the state of North Carolina business school, they right behind Carolina State. So, like, people don't understand, like, how high value their business school is, their academics they have, just because it's HBCU. So I love my HBCU, bro.
Yeah. So, you played at A&T, you played, at NC State, but you said coming up you played for CP3. And then now you have a part of coaching at CP3. Talk about your transition to coaching and what was that like for you?
Hardest thing I ever had to do, bro. Put that basketball down, because growing up, as minority kids, they usually give us a few things: basketball, football, track. And that's your way out, right? And so for me, I always thought I was going to play basketball until I was 40. And so the transition from saying I'm going to stop playing, like, I kind of probably experienced a little bit of depression during that time for me thinking at NC State I'm 1 degree from the NBA or going overseas and playing. I had an NBA workout. To see that and to say I got to stop or I'm making a transition was very tough. Now, my first week of doing it, I told myself, if this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my all into it. Like, there's no going back. I'm not about to go back and forth. Let me do this. And I found my purpose in it. I got more joy and excitement out of us working on the game and you going out there being able to do what we worked on, or I give you a scout report and you're able to execute a scout report and realizing, like, oh, nah, this is my purpose. This is my joy.
So your first role in coaching was?
I was a grad assistant at NC State.
Got you.
So I went back. Coach Kevin Keats, he got me into this business. Thank you. I was back home from China training. He said, I got a GA spot, a graduate assistant spot open. He said, but I ain't going to leave it open for forever. And I went back to they played Auburn, NC State versus Auburn, NC State, brought me back to the locker room, talked to me. He gave me a month. And that month I battled with myself the whole time. My agent, he had maybe 2 deals for me, but at the time, they was like $1,500. I'm like, nah, I got more money in this in college. And so I battled with it. I came back to coach. I said, I want to do it, knowing that I really didn't want to do it, but I felt like this could be a safe route. And when I got into it, I was like, nah, this is what I love. And then I went to after a year and a half, I became an assistant coach at A&T.
Yeah. Now, that's a dope story and something that, a lot of people out here could benefit from listening and hearing, because at a certain point in time, you're not going to be able to play forever, and you got to figure out how you're going to navigate. That's one of the main reasons why we created this space. The kids have to hear these stories. You know what I mean? Like a coach, and people talk about coaches that didn't play D1 or didn't play in college. I'm a guy that didn't play in college, but I got people that played in college.
Mhm.
I've been a part of the journeys to get there. I might not know everything that happens in between those lines on the floor, but I definitely know about the business side.
Yup.
I was definitely a part of my brother's process, and other family members as well. So I know that at a certain point in time, my kids got to be smart enough to navigate the space.
Yes.
And I want to be able to provide them the resources, the guidance that's generally going to help them tell the story, the truth, and not just
Yup.
try to profit off of them. So, I definitely appreciate that.
Nah,
Trey,
man.
what you got for us?
Do you remember the first memory of basketball that made you feel special as a kid?
Oh, Trey, you hit me with some tough ones today, bro. Good. And you gonna go through this too, Trey. AAU Nationals, 9 and under. We playing in the Elite Eight. It's packed, and by that time, my AAU team we was with was called the Greensboro Warriors. We were like the best team in the state.
Solid. I remember
it's-
Greensboro.
Yeah, and it's crazy that whole team we left and went to CP3. They basically took our team. Said it was that, but that moment was at 9 playing in like the Milk House in Disney, and so playing in the Pack House, making plays, and I was like, oh no, this is like one of the best feelings ever. Like I'm playing at Disney in front of fans, and it's lit. So that was like my special moment, Trey.
What you gonna do at Nationals, man? You going for your first time this year. What you gonna do, bro?
Do what I have in my game.
Not sounding like that. You sound like, do what I have in my game.
Very political, very political answer,
I like
bro.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, very political correct answer, dog. Do you get nervous? Do you still get nervous, bro?
Not really.
What's your favorite part about your game?
The way that I pass.
The way you pass?
Playmaker.
Trey might be one of those guys that end up being a coach one day.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, our little cousin is the coach that goes viral. Little Christopher.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our cousin.
That's tough.
Yeah. That's Shy Blood.
That's
like,
tough.
Yeah, that's Shy real
bro,
cousin.
It's hilarious.
Man,
bro.
he's really like every family reunion, bro.
That's who he
That's
is.
his talent. They make him do talent shows. Trey be up there rapping. He be up there playbooks, everything, bro. It's crazy. He really be up there doing that, man. So we talked about a lot of things though, right? So we talked about your early memories,
Yep.
your love for the game, your transition to coaching. And now this is where we kind of talk more so about impact, right? And how you see yourself advising the youth, right?
Yep.
So what advice do you have for the younger kids out there navigating this space, whether it be at the college level or just the AAU space in general?
I think the biggest thing, one, like people now are getting into like the whole business side and the whole money side. I think people now forget like the biggest thing is your craft.
Mhm.
Like, are you really working on your craft? Are you getting better? And if you're not getting better and you just chasing the money, then the money not gonna come because you're not good enough. And so I think a lot of times families, parents, they just get into the depths of, oh, we got to get this NIL money. And it's like, nah, the most important thing is his development or her
Right.
development. And so like my biggest thing I would tell kids, if we just talking basketball, is work on your craft in and out daily. Watch film, learn different viewpoints. Don't just, I always tell people this, like, you don't got to go to just one trainer. Like I'm a
Mhm.
trainer and I'm
Yeah.
telling people like, go get somebody else's perspective.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing is working your craft. And then when you get to that time being a college, go to the right fit. Don't go to where the most money is. Yes, you're going to make a lot of money, but if you're not on the court playing, you got to think you playing just like in the NBA, you playing for your second contract.
Yep.
So if you got a kid that's on a like mid-major, I'm going to say go somewhere where you're going to play 25 to 30 minutes. And then if you want to transfer, somebody's going to offer you more money after that, but you got to perform first.
You got to perform.
Yeah.
And it's crazy you bring up that point because like you played high level, right? So you played NC State, very high level, CP3, a top circuit team. How do you feel about these kids this in high school right now? Because like with my program, About a Bucket, we on the next Pro 16 circuit, right? EYBL teams, I'm gonna be honest, that's a higher circuit. But not every player, in my opinion, is CP3 worthy.
No.
You Team United worthy.
No.
There's some guys, it's like I used to sell vehicles, right? Sell cars. Some people deserve a luxury car. Some people got champagne taste and bare money. It's some guys that I just see, from me personally, you're not the CP3 guy. And that's no knock to CP3 or no knock to you. You just got to go to the right fit. How do you feel about that?
So when I was coaching in college, I used to tell parents and kids this: if I go to a game and you're on the team of CP3 but you're not playing,
Yep.
I can't evaluate you. I can't recruit you. I can't write a report, tell my coach you got to come see this kid.
Right.
So you're the 7th, 8th man on this shoe circuit team, and it looks good.
Yeah.
Like, it looks good for your Instagram. You're following everybody. Like, oh yeah, you play with CP3, but when it's time for the coach to really do his job,
He don't know what you could do.
He don't know what you do. Go to, no offense to any program, go to Big Shots.
Yeah.
Go play for a local team
Yep.
where they can see you perform. Because as a coach, it's my job to find a diamond in the rough, find a hidden gem.
Yeah.
So I would be sitting at these gyms. I wouldn't always go to the Nike circuits. I would go to small tournaments, and I gotta find one kid. I might sit in the gym from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. looking for one kid. And if I find that one kid, I did it.
Yep.
And so it's been kids like that I found that might have started on Big Shots. Like, people get this confused. Drew Karras, that's at Wake Forest, having a crazy year. He started with Big Shots, and then he went to CP3 and Team Loaded. There's other kids like Fred DeLeon that's at Penn State.
Yeah.
They started small.
He was a beast too.
Yeah, they started small, and then they blew up, and then they went there. But if you're trying to just jump right into it, you can end up losing yourself and not playing, and nobody sees you. Now you're like, well, how are you not getting recruited? You play with XRZ.
Right.
I can't sell you on if you're not playing. So yeah, that's the biggest thing I would say.
No, that's a big fact, bro. And that's exactly what I be telling kids.
Mm-hmm.
Go where you're going to see the floor and get
Yes.
your reps in. You know what I'm saying? Worry about the exposure when you're ready to expose some talent, or you're going to get exposed.
Yes. Yes.
Or you're going to get exposed. You're going to go and they're going to say, oh, why are you not playing for CP3? You're not ready yet.
Not ready.
You're not ready. It's some holes in your game that we got to fill. So let us develop you.
Yup.
Let us get you there. And they're going to put you on the platform where you're ready to go get those offers.
And the ones who really, like, the coaches doing it for the right reasons, they understand that to a point where I get you to this level. Let me now hand you off to somebody else that can help me out, or somebody else that's on a bigger platform. If they doing it for the right reasons. Like, if you say, okay, cool, I'm at this level, but you getting here, you need to go play with them because they're gonna guide you they got you the rest of the way. Then that's real love when I see it in the coaching game.
Yeah. Now I respect that. Trey, what you got for us?
Was it hard to stop playing but start cooking?
Was it hard to stop playing?
You stop cooking or coaching?
Cooking.
I think you mean coaching probably.
Now I can cook, Trey. I can cook too now. Like, I can get right in that kitchen. So I know what you want to ask me, but to piggyback, when I was a kid, one of my dreams was cooking. Like, I used to want to be a chef, Trey. So I take my cooking very serious. But was it hard to stop playing and start coaching? One of the hardest parts of my life, Trey. Like, going through depression, fighting not playing, and realizing, like, this is all I've known, and to now saying I have to teach somebody else what I know and give back. That was hard, but it became the most fulfilling thing ever. Like, to see it, I always tell people this, like, I might work with pros, but if I got a kid that can't do a left-hand layup or right-hand layup when he comes and see me, and by the end of the session he can do a left-hand layup, the best feeling.
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter what this pro can do. This pro came to me, he's already a pro. He's already
developed.
He's already developed. But this kid that I can help mold and change, and even if he don't make it, but he gets confidence, he gets self-discipline, he learns how to fail and pick himself back up, and I done my job.
Yeah.
I feel more happy about that than this guy who got 20 points, but he's been nice. I didn't have him since he was 5. So yeah.
Man, I spend a lot of my time in the gym with kids, bro.
Yep.
And, you know, of all ages, like our program, we got 3rd grade all the way up to 17U. So it's a lot of kids that we touch. Trey's in the gym with all of these kids, man. You know, for instance, we just interviewed QJ here.
Yep.
They want to take pictures with him after the game. What guy do you have that you train that you feel, I don't know if you want to say like your best client, or, you know, somebody that you really truly feel like you've developed and they've blossomed into something special?
Man, that I've had for a long period of time. So I would say I got a few guys, like my first class of kids that I had for like 4 or 5 years, they're sophomores now. So there's a kid, Zion Walker, who's at Radford, who had a pretty good freshman year. Tabo Bailey, who's at ECU. Cole Clore, I done had for about 3 or 4 years now. He's at NC State. I always tell people this, like, I've been training Isaiah Evans for 3 years. I got Isaiah Evans when he was nice.
You got him when he was already nice.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just now, like, fine-tuning, helping him out. Shout out to a guy named Miles that's in Charlotte. Trains at Shoot 360. He did
shout out to Miles. We know Miles, yeah.
And so, like, when people be like, yeah, you did, I'm like, nah, I got him. Like, I got him what Miles already
Yeah.
kind of did, and what Slim is also self-created. Like, he didn't really have a trainer growing up. He got him later on. And so I kind of just help little situations, like, let's look at this from this viewpoint. Let's work on this. Let's tighten this up. But those are some of the kids I can say I had for a little minute. Like, my first class of guys I had for 3 or 4 years, they sophomores, and they end up going to Division I. So I had a few kids that's been Division I that got a chance to be pretty good.
Sam got some hitters, Trey. Trey be playing against Slim little brother. He a little bit older than Trey, but we definitely done bumped against Slim little brother. He done took some pictures with the team and stuff before. We just watched the Duke game. Trey was cheering for Duke.
Yeah, I hated that.
He was cheering for Duke?
Yeah, Trey a Duke. He was a little Duke. Trey like that. He one of them clout kids, man. He want whoever winning. I don't know, bro. I'm a Tar Heel fan.
Trey, we got to get you a team, bro. I was a Tar Heel fan growing up, and then I went to state, bro. Had to cut it.
It's crazy, man. But so we talked about the advice that you'll get to kids, man. We're gonna kick it off now to Trey's hot takes, man. One of our favorite parts of the show. What you got for us, Trey?
What do you think is the most important spot in basketball right now?
Like position?
Man, the most important position is the point guard position. I had a great coach my freshman year in college, Cliff Warren at Jacksonville University. He always used to blame me if something went wrong in the play. If the coach, if they didn't know the play, if somebody messed up the play, if we didn't run the right set, if we messed up defensively, he would say, it's your fault, you the point guard. If they don't know the plays, it's because you didn't tell them, you didn't direct them, you didn't talk them through it. You got to know what every person on the court is supposed to be. You're an extension of me on the court. So when he's told me that, like, it changed my whole perspective on basketball. And when I got to A&T and I played for Cy Alexander, he brought me in the office one day. He was like, yo, why do you talk the whole practice? Like, you overly talk. And I had to tell him, like, Cliff Warren taught me that it's my job to direct everybody. And so it's just like the quarterback on the football field. The quarterback is the most important position in football. The point guard is holds the same responsibility. So I would say point guard is the hardest. It's the most stressful. And really good point guards, they can lead their team into anything. You can get your big, your wing to do anything you want them to do. You got to know their personalities. You got to know who they are. You're managing egos just like the coach is. If I know this guy ain't touched the ball in 2 possessions, my big man, and I want him to rebound, then I got to feed him early, make him happy, feel good about himself to get what I need later on. If I need a good ball screen, if I need him to get an offensive rebound for me to kick out, I got to make sure he happy. So then when it's my time to kind of eat, I done spoon fed everybody. Now it's my time. I can take us to over the ledge. So point guard position, bro.
You hear that, dog? You hear that, Mr. Point Guard? Yeah. Young point guard in the making, bro. What did you take from that? What the point guard got to do, Trey?
I got to make sure I know all the plays on the playbook, and I need to learn how to talk to my teammates.
Yeah, you got to be able to communicate and lead. And lead, like you said, is the quarterback on the floor. All right, you're an extension of the coach. No, I definitely agree, man. Growing up, I played point guard, I played quarterback. So I was always told the same principles, right? The quarterback or the point guard is an extension of the coach. You got to lead the guys. As a coach now, I would definitely say, although people try to say they're a lost art in the game, I still love big men too. Just because if you have a big man and the other team doesn't, it's an immediate disadvantage or advantage that you have over the other team. So, I definitely appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
Love, bro.
It's love, man. I'm definitely got to get Trey in the gym with you too, because he could use a lot of that, man. I'm at the point now where I feel like I've built him as a young man. With him only being 8 years old, he's highly intelligent. He got the life skills needed to learn from other men. So I'm passing him off now, just so he don't get caught up in the daddy ball stigma. He gonna understand the business of the game. He gonna understand how to play the game. He gonna be coachable, and he gonna have to make a name for himself. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely gonna tap in with you. But before we leave, bro, 3 good things is something we do, capturing kids' hearts, where you share just 3 good things going on in your life, somebody's life around you, and you just share it with our audience to inspire them.
One of the things is, I would just say from a personal standpoint is, I've been able to make moves in this game of basketball, and it's been able to take me to different places that I never imagined, and it's only been growing. Like, God really didn't put his hands on me. From a business standpoint, business has grown, and like I never thought basketball would do this.
Mhm.
I never thought basketball would put me around certain people in certain rooms, be able to converse and build relationships. And I say the last thing is my spiritual walk, bro. It's been grown over these last few months. Like I've been able to look at myself and kind of relearn myself, like what it is to be a man, not trying to like rewire myself to not fall into the social norms of
Facts.
what men are. And I think as athletes, we get put in a box or we get put into a certain way that this is how it's supposed to look, or you're
Yep.
supposed to do this to be quote unquote cool.
Yeah.
And so like relearning that whole ideal of that and figuring out who I am. And we always think like we got to figure it out, but we forever
rarely do.
evolving. We forever evolving. We ever relearning stuff. And so that's probably, I would say, over my last few months, my last year of this journey, like really tapping in with the man upstairs and building that relationship even stronger.
Yeah, man, that's dope. That's dope. And I'll say, as a man that's very confident in himself, I agree, man. I'm always still learning, still evolving. But more importantly, man, we don't do this enough. So I'm gonna give flowers to Sam, bro. Just from the outside looking in, I'm not gonna say it looks like you got it all figured out, but I can say as somebody that's striving to do similar things, you walking the right path, you
Appreciate
impacting the right people, and you've always been I've never heard nobody say nothing bad. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's important because relationships are everything in this game, man. So continue being solid. Like I said, I'm gonna get you with Trey and some of the other guys within the program. We're gonna stay tapped in. Y'all out there tap in with my boy Sam. He gonna get you right. You know what I mean? But hey, it's a wrap. Study Hall Podcast, episode 5, I believe, man. We out.
Dope.
Peace.
My
Appreciate
God.
you, bro.
Yes, sir.
That was dope as hell, dog.
Yeah. Sure.